of the beliefs of mine that has changed over the last 6 months as we've done this show and done a lot of research and read books is the belief of like, seems like you really need to raise taxes on corporations and particularly wealthy people, because there's just so many weird knock-on consequences of not doing that don't benefit people. And I know that, I know for many people in certain political ideologies, that's obvious, but I think it's taken a lot of us looking at many, many, many different examples of how it harms things over time to be like, yep, this makes sense. Like you have to, it's like a short-term thing to not.
Let me villain share.
Really?
Let me villain share.
You're going to villain share?
Why do we let the rich run
You're
rampant?
the most.
No, the struggle that I see here, and this isn't to say that, raising taxes or combating these issues is not important. But what you said about people on private jets cutting and running and going to wherever is convenient, the difficult part for at least the wealthiest of the wealthy, right? Or companies.
Because they can just bail from any
It's much
attempt
harder to hold them down.
Right,
like
to
what
hold
you-
them accountable.
Because I do think one thing to note here is that here's one thing before I go to the next part. The idea of capital flight because of taxes being raised, I think from my very limited understanding is a little bit of a myth, because these people, the taxes have been high in the UK for a while. In the case of corporate taxes, I think they've gone down. But the spike in millionaire plus, wealthy people leaving has happened in recent years, right?
Yeah.
It's in reaction to something deeper than just the tax rate being high, right? I think when people live, like rich people in Scandinavia aren't leaving in droves, even though the tax rate is ridiculously high, right? In Denmark, they have an insane top end tax rate on the wealthiest people, right? But millionaires aren't fleeing Denmark. It's because I think they have a very conscious view still that their taxes pay into a system that is working very well for them. The society around them still is good. So I think there is a degree of people choosing to leave eventually when things get bad in the surrounding area. I think for the people who are the wealthiest of the wealthy and can like move mountains with the amount of money they have, I do worry is like whenever there's one country willing to break off from the rest, you need an agreement from all nations, right? That you're going to supply a base level corporate tax rate, a base level income tax rate. And as soon as countries choose to start breaking off from that, you create an avenue for those people to leave and take advantage of it. Yeah. And I think it's like that global unity part that is really, really challenging. I think there's already been efforts to raise the OECD like corporate tax rate, which is just, a bunch of developed countries coming together to establish like what the minimum corporate tax rate should be, right? And I think they wanted to raise it, and Ireland didn't want to do it because they are in they're in a beneficial position because of it. That is the challenge in the future. As people can move around way more easily, is how do you plug all the holes? How do you prevent one country from deciding, hey, actually, we're going to let these people in? Letting these people in being the fucking ultra wealthy, billionaires.